Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome. So today I'm down at Anzio Camp in League once again to play a little bit more Airsoft, and you might notice that I'm carrying a little bit of a special weapon. Now this is of course an RPG7, and you're probably wondering, what are you doing with an RPG7 in a sort of urban environment like this? Well, I thought it'd be a little bit fun just to see how it worked, and originally at the start of the day it started giving me a few headaches on how to use it, but towards the end I managed to get quite a few decent kills. Now, as you can see, with that massive expensive gas, I managed to eliminate 2 players that were crossing a road, and our teammate here with a shotgun gets another 2 as well. Now, reloading this thing is a little bit complicated. The M203 shells fit within the end of the warhead.
Check one on the door, Nate. Callum, get one to the stairs in case he's coming up.
So as you can see, I'm sliding in another M203 shell, and I can quickly reload it if I need to on the spot. But then I head downstairs and make sure none of them have got into the building.
Well, the respawn's only around the corner, it's worth a walk.
So now that we're actually downstairs, I'm going to be pushing across the road into another one of the D buildings, and as soon as we get across we come under contact. Now, as the plan's gone a little bit to pot and we've actually been separated as we've been crossing over, only 2 of us, including myself, have managed to actually reach into this building. And as I talk about in a lot of other videos, there's a lot of different sounds and noises that you can hear echoing throughout the building, so you can never be too sure if someone is in the next room. The RPG's out of rounds. I'm going to have to exchange that fast and get a teammate to cover me.
I reload this.
So once again, off with the end cap, out with the M203 shell, and in with another. So it's a quick little process. I'm going to hammer another one in, and the little bit of a risk with these M203 shells is sometimes they lose gas, meaning that they are not going to fire. So people on the other end of them, it's a bit like Russian roulette sometimes. You're either going to take them out, or you're just going to go in a little bit of a cloud of smoke and nothing's going to happen. So I'm directing my teammate to cover that side of the building, and I'm going to take this other side. You've got to be careful from light upper areas and lower floor areas as well. It's pretty much like running a bit of a bolt action rifle in buildings, but you've got a shotgun spread to give you a little bit of an advantage, checking both upper story and lower story, and I'm going to move across. Now, as I reach this end pillar, I come under contact from somewhere, but I can't be sure, so I'm going to dash to where there's a little bit more cover within this darkness, and hopefully push around here and try to get on the flank whoever just shot at me. So I've slowed my breathing by now, and I'm really listening to the sounds of the actual building itself, trying to hear where its shots are echoing from, and I can hear a little bit of talk and a little bit of movement coming from the main hallway at the front entrance of this building. So there we go, I just caught a glance of someone on the right in the main hallway, so what I'm going to do is pull out a grenade and throw it in there, hopefully to clear that, or even just make them run out of that room so I can get a little bit closer. So with the grenade going off, didn't seem like there was actually anyone in there, or they managed to escape in time. So I fired a second shot with the RPG, trying to direct it against the wall so it doesn't hit my teammate at the other end of the corridor. Now direct how I need him to push in with me. Now hopefully the RPG firing itself or the grenade has scared off whoever's in this room, and it was correct, but a guy decides to rush back in. And now there's a little bit of an exchange of fire there, but I managed to get eliminated. Now my teammate's going to do the rest of the job for me.
And that was very close.
Right, I'm shredded. I've got to get recovering grenade.
So with me being on my second medic, I had to return to the spawn zone. Now this is the RPG7 itself. You can see it's got a nice little optical mount on the front. We've also got one for my camera. It's had quite a few owners, this weapon, before, so you can see it's a little bit scratched, and it's seen a fair share of use. Even though it's quite interesting, it looks like it's been hammered around, but I guess that's the sort of look that many players go for. Now in this second little scenario, we're crossing into the same building as before, but the firefight between 2 areas is very intense, and I found out using this RPG was a bit like using it as a sort of jigsaw. It only fitted into certain spots and certain areas, so I tried to rinse and repeat them areas to get maximum sort of effectiveness with the weapon itself. So I'm going to hop in through this window here and hopefully not be discovered. Now, as I enter this building, I can hear some light talking coming from this doorway here, so I'm not sure how close they are. And I spot one player on the left, but I'm not going to engage him. But then I spot a friend on the right. I wasn't too sure if the guy on the left was already out, but I definitely eliminated one on the right. Now we're pushing up into that right room to clear the other guy who popped out. And here he will be at the next window. Now he's out of play, I'm going to push around and I'm just going to spend a little bit of time trying to reload the RPG, and then my console falls off. Just great. So I have to pick that guy back up and slide him into my pocket, and that gives him enough time for one player in there to actually get medics up. So hiding behind the cabinet, I see the end of his G36, and I missed the shot. So I'm going to try rush around left, and as I rush around left I get shot from the right across the field. An interesting little play, nice bit of use of the RPG. The RPG also came in use really well on the upper stories where you could fire down onto a large group of players, but sometimes with the shells being a bit unreliable you got situations like this. Now you can only imagine how frustrated I was.
Another fucking dud shell now. 2 on this, 1 going for the entrance.
Luckily I had a teammate to cover me while I did the reload.
Yeah, 1 meant for the entrance.
So as I'm checking my shells, trying to get ones to work, I eventually came down to 5 shells that tended to work 90% of the time, and I stopped the situations where they would actually end up being duds.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So there's another example of another dud shell. Only fired half the payload. Now, another good effect of the RPG, aside from getting the odd kill with it, was the fear factor. It caused many players to simply run away from where the explosion sound come from, and in many situations when defending buildings this was really useful because it would halt attacks on the pure of the pop and the sort of gas being expelled by itself. Now, the next few clips I'm going to show you are some bonus little footage. I've got a lovely one of one of my teammates here with his Scar LWE.
Is it close? Is it close?
Oh, it's a lovely gun that. Used to be mine.
Yeah.
So now we're doing a bit of room clearing with an RPG.
Can you take point, please?
You're fucking taking point, you're fucking RPG.
Well, some teammates believe that an RPG is a better room clearance weapon. Now is a final little bonus scare clip.
Colour. Colour.
I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.